Hello everyone, Emily here. I am back with the Bernat Baby Blanket, this beautiful color that I got. And please go back and look at my other two tutorials. I did the best yarn save and easiest stitch ever. And I also did the single crochet for beginners. And this is for beginners for knitting. So I have these really nice big knitting needles. And it is a size 16, they're Boyd's, and this color is just absolutely beautiful. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, and so I thought, you know, I'm kind of getting back into knitting, and so this would make a great scarf, or if you're a beginner knitter, you could go ahead and make a whole bunch of really nice squares and then sew them together. That would be really pretty. So this is beginner friendly. So I have my crochet hooks and I made a slip knot and I put my yarn on. These are pretty long, so you could make a pretty nice scarf, but we're just gonna learn how to do it today. So how to put your yarn, this is gonna count as one stitch, okay? And we're gonna put our yarn on here how I learned when I was a beginner, still a beginner. And it's very simple. I just hold my yarn, take my finger, just take your finger and go like this. And you're going to take your hook, run it along your finger, and put it on your needle. I'm sorry if I call this a hook. I apologize. I just hold it in here, take this forefinger. You can see there's nothing special. I take my needle and run it along my finger, take my finger out, and you don't want these to be tight because you're going to be taking this needle and going in there. So I take my yarn, go around my finger, take it under, put it on my hook. See how simple that is? You can put on as many as you want. Hello, Gracie. I got to tell you, cats love this Bernat Baby Blanket. Like, this would be the best yarn to make toys. And I apologize because my needle keeps hitting. So, like I said, put your yarn here. Nothing special with my finger. Put the needle up against your finger, and there you go. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to hold it and do it again. There's 7. Grab it, put your finger, and 8. So I think this is the easiest method out there to put your yarn on your needle. And there is other ways to do that, and I might do tutorials on those later as I get better with them. But let's just go ahead and do the basic stitches. So I hold my needles like this. I find that I have the best control when I hold them like this, okay? And I always have my fingers because you don't want to lose any stitches. So you're going to take, for your first stitch, you're going to take your needle and you're just going to go right in this hole, okay? That's it. And you're going to go in the back. This is called knitting. I'm going to take my yarn, wrap it around, and I'm going to pull it down so it goes in between the needles. As you can see, I'm bringing it through. I'm going to put it on that needle, take it off. I'm going to do it again. And that's why it's important when you put them on, you don't pull them too tight. Excuse me, the cats are messing around with me. So you can see, you just put your needle right in there. Bring it up a little bit. And you can see I'm using my hand to hold both of them, okay? I'm going to wrap my needle or my yarn around between my two needles. And as I'm bringing this through, I'm making sure that that tip is rubbing up against this needle. You can see that's why my needles are all scratched up. Take the stitch off. We're going to do that again. I always like to keep my stuff close to the end. I'm going to go under. I'm going to go through. I'm going to hold it with this hand. I'm going to bring my yarn around, bring it down in between those two. I'm going to push this down with my finger the whole time, making sure that it's rubbing up against this needle. And I'm going to take it off. And I like to wait till I get past this part right here before I take it off. So we're going to do it again. Put it through there. You can see it went all the way through. You can see kind of right here is where it stops getting smaller. I'm going to hold it with this hand. I'm going to take my yarn and wrap it around my hook, and then I'm going to pull it softly so it goes in between. Put my finger up here, I'm going to push it down, and with this hand I'm making sure that my needle is rubbing up against this. Bring it up to here, take it off. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to take it through. I'm going to hold it with two hands, and it's not hard to hold these with two hands. I'm going to wrap my yarn around, and I'm going to pull it just a little bit. I'm going to use this finger to push it up against this needle. You can see it's rubbing here, and then it's past here, and I'm going to take it off. So you're constantly going to be moving these up a little bit, moving this down. I'm going to do it again. Take your needle and go around that. Take your yarn, go around that needle in between, and use this finger to push it through. Do it again. Pull it down a little bit. Bring it through, take it off. Here's our last one. There we go. They're all on one needle. All the stitches are on one needle. So then we put the needle with all the stitches in your left hand. I am right-handed, so that's why I'm doing it this way. This is my right hand, so I am right-handed. So you can see how we've already started. And this yarn is so beautiful and puffy. It's just going to be so nice and soft. So this is just your repeat row. And you're just going to keep doing this back and forth. This will work up really nice and fast. And this would make a really nice scarf. You could make a blanket. They do sell these needles where they're attached at the ends, so you could have a lot of stitches on here. Or you could do some small squares and then sew them together. Whatever you prefer. And once you get your groove, because everybody of course has their own groove of how they do things, and I just find it easy just to hold them both here when I bring my yarn around and come through. And I just switch hands. Boy, these needles keep hitting the table. I'm sorry about that noise. But look at that. You can just see it's already coming together. So this first stitch, of course, you know, has that yarn, so it will open up as big as you want it to. I don't want it to be too big on the ends. So after I can pull that a little bit tight after that first stitch. And I'm not pulling them tight after I do them now. The farther you go, the easier it's gonna get. The first one or two stitches, of course, always seem to be the hardest no matter what kind of project you're doing. Wow, this is so pretty and it's working up really nice. A scarf knitted this way would be really pretty, or even little squares. Now you could do different pattern in the little squares. Like this is just the basic knitting. You could do all pearls, you could do knit pearls, you could do different patterns of little squares and then sew them together. That would be really cute, even in different colors. But see here, It's 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. And it's working up really fast. I think this is a really easy way to start your journey with knitting. Just the major basics. And see, it is working up really fast, and I can't tell you how when you knit, it just feels so much different than crocheting. It's just really soft and very, I want to say limber, but I don't know if that's the right word. But I really like this. I'll do another row here. You can hear my needles clicking together right here. I really like that sound. That sound does not bother me, but those ends hitting the table, I don't think that's very pleasant sound. Now, when you're first learning, you have to keep trying. You're not going to get it right off the bat. I know I went really slow at the beginning, and then all of a sudden I'm like going really fast, and it looks really simple, but the farther you go, the easier it will go. You just got to keep going. Isn't that pretty? You like it, Mr. Meow Meow? Mm-hmm. My cat's over there, sitting over there. He's waiting. I have to put this, anytime I have this Bernat Baby Blanket yarn, I have to put it in a bag and put it up. And I'm not saying like put it on my bed. I have to put it up because he loves this yarn and he'll take off with it. I did do a tutorial on some blankets that I made for the Animal Rescue League, and there was a blanket that I made out of the Bernat Baby. And I was just using scrap yarn, and I was just gonna continue to use scrap yarn until it got really big. But anyway, I decided to donate it for maybe a dog to use at the Animal Rescue League. And as I was doing the tutorial, he came and picked it up and tried to drag it off. He does that with my crocheted blankets out of the Red Heart yarn too. I find him carrying the blankets off into the sunset. So look at that, isn't that pretty? And these colors, oh, they're just gorgeous. So this stitch, both sides will look the same. This would make a beautiful scarf. I'm a big scarf and hat maker, so I hope you like this tutorial. Please give me a thumbs up. Give this a try. This is something different you can do with the Bernat Baby Blanket. Have a great day. Stay safe, and I will be back soon. Thank you. Bye.